Hi guys, I'm just going to do quite an easy pendant, but I'm going to be using a little bit of mixed media. So the only clay I'm using is I've got here black Fimo Pro and black Leather Effect, and I've mixed them 50-50 and rolled them out on a number 4, okay? So that's what this is here ready. The reason I use Leather Effect and that is because I find it helps with the technique, having 50% Leather Effect. I'm sure it will work without, but I just think it's going to be easier and it's how I like to do it. So anyway, the other things that I can think of that come to mind at the moment that I will be using, I've got some nail art stuff here. It's just like a gold web, so I'll just cut that to shape. I think I got that on AliExpress. I've got some natural gold flakes here. These are from Resonate and they're mica flakes. What else have I got? I'll also be using something gold to mark, to texture the edge of something. Other than that, the only thing I'm using is a 6cm teardrop cutter. So I think that's round about it for the beginning. If anything else comes to mind, I'll let you know, of course. So anyway, I want ultimately 6, but for now I want 5 cutouts with this 6cm teardrop cutter. So that, I'm just going to roll that through again so I can get some more. Because you're using the leather effect, it makes it a lot more sturdy and a lot more pliable. I love using it personally, not for everything, but you know, it has its place. But I really find it an interesting material. Right, let me just re-roll this out so I've got some more. There's something on there. Right, go for here. And about there. I've put it all on a tile. Hopefully, I'll probably still get things at bad angles, but hopefully it'll help me with what I need to do to be able to move it all around. So there's the first 5 pieces. Now, just trying to think. I want 2 that are just textured. So I'm going to literally just roll some. I'm going to go, this is the side, keep in mind this is the side that will be showing if you're doing it the same way as me. And I'm just going to lay that there and give it a quick roll just to put some texture in it. So basically 2 of these sheets will be staying black and 2 of them will be having mixed media on. So I can recut the shapes again in a minute when I'm happy. What am I going to use for the second one? Not sure what pattern to use. Anyway, I'll think of something in a minute. So I've got a second texture that I'm happy with. And then on this side, I'm going to have one done with this. And I'm just trying to think. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the, knowing that I'm going to be using this area, I'm just going to get the knife and I'm going to aim. I've got a little pair of scissors and I can't find them anywhere, so I'm going to have to try and do it with this knife. It's got a blunt edge too, so it might not have been the cleverest move, but hey. I'm just trying to think how much is going to show. It's only going to be about that much, so I'm going to cut around there and hope it cuts okay. Yeah. If you've got scissors, it should be easier. Or a knife that hasn't got a blunt bit come off the end, which I forgot to change. Still, I'm going to get there in the end. So I've got the gold ready for that. Okay, so I'm going to place this on here so it fits just nicely. Actually, what I'm going to do is take it off and place it the right way. I cut it the wrong way, haven't I? The only thing I could do is do the whole necklace the other way. Or cut this again. Yeah, I'll cut this again, it'd be easier, won't it? So because I want it that way, I'm going to cut it this way. Okay. Didn't do the bottom. Hopefully that'll do. I'll just get these out of the way. I'm not going to be using much of this at all, so I'm going to have to cut it on the other side when it's all done, which is going to be a bit of a pain, but because I'm not sure exactly what size this will be when I cut through, I'm going to have to do a little bit of playing around here. Okay, so that's back on now, for now there, till I work out how to cut out the other side best. I'm just going to give it a little press. So that's that one. My next one is these gold flakes. So I really like these, but I struggle with what I can do with them that looks nice. They look lovely as they are, but a lot of them are clumped together, so it's very hard to just get one. You usually find there's more than one on top of each other. I'm not going to use that, am I? No. What should I use? Sometimes I find it's just easier to use your finger. So I'm just going to start adding them randomly along this side of the pendant pieces. I mean, use whatever mixed media you've got. I'm just showing you 3 examples. I mean, you might find you've got quite a bit of things in gold you haven't had any use for, or you know, there's so much stuff, especially a lot of nail accessories come in quite handy, don't they, with clay? Oh no, you don't. That's it. I think I've decided with that other plain piece, I'm literally going to use the lace again. I did a mosaic picture at these the other day, and it came out quite good, so I might do a tutorial on it. So I've got quite a few colours as well. Okay, so I can just add ones here and there now where I need to. Get these edgy ones off. Going to be dotting around them, so I don't want too many big gaps, if that makes sense. I'm just going to go a little bit deeper because I'd rather have too much pattern than not enough with this. And you don't go there. Okay, so I think that's enough of them for now. Okay, so I'm just going to go over that one with the lace, and that's just decided. Which side do I want it? I want it the same way. Right. Okay, so let's get the basic shape back on these. Might redo the lace pattern there because that's not very strong. I didn't press hard enough in that area there. That's better. Okay. So now I'm just going to dot. I'm only going to go as far as I go with the gold, but I'm just going to dot around these to highlight them. Actually, what I'm going to do is burnish it first to try and make sure they're all settled. And then continue. So I'm going to continue doing this with this one till it's finished. This one stays blank at the moment, and then as soon as I finish doing this, I'll be back. Okay, so I've done that, and I've just done the little dots. I don't want anything being straight. You might do, it depends what sort of look you like. So I've just got a little pointy tool here, and I'm just patterning, pushing in the edges so they've got a little bit of a ridge to them. It's just how I like things to look. But it might look just as nice with a nice straight edge. It might look more sophisticated. I just don't do sophisticated. I like organic and okay, so I just put a pattern there, and I'm just going to do the same with this one. Just give it a little bit of shape so it's not just suddenly straight. Just think it goes with the look personally, but it's definitely an option, not a necessity. Okay, I think that'll do. Not quite sure what I'm going to do when I come across that one, but we'll see. So the next thing is I'm going to start building them up on this one. Now I might move this and do it down here. Okay, so that's going to be the first one, which will be gold patterned, but at the moment it's not. So I'm going to be putting a plain one on top, but just moving it along a little bit. So the points are touching, but it's opened up about that far. Okay, but don't put pressure down this side. Then I'm going to pick up, I'm not quite sure which one, I think I'll have the other one for the top. So then I'm going to pick this one up and do exactly the same. Put the point down to there roughly. It doesn't matter that much, but it'll help you with keeping your pattern. And if I manage to get 5 on this one, I don't know if I'm leaving it enough room. I think I did them a bit more at an angle before. So I'm going to take these back off and replace them because I don't feel happy with that somehow. Right, that's right. So it was narrow at the bottom, then I made it a bit wider at the top. Then I did it the same there. Narrow at the bottom, a little bit wider at the top. Same with this leather one. About there. Then I'm going to bring up this one, which is going to give me a little bit of bother. I know, cutting the edges, but I'm sure I'll manage it. I'm just going to burnish that because there'll be fingerprints through it. And then I'm adding that one at that angle. Okay, so they're all laid down gently, but nothing's been pressed down. Now this is where using the leather effect helps, because it helps to somehow, it doesn't stick so easy. It just works for me. So I'm going to go under there and check that opens. Go under that one, check it opens all the way down. Same with that one. Check it opens, and the same with that one. Okay, now I'm going to go back in with the original cutter. This is where it's all going to be a bit of a problem with that gold thing, because I didn't cut it to size first, but you're never, or I'm never sure what size it's going to be. I've never actually completed this yet. I've done bits of it and practiced, and then just thought, right, I'll give it a go. Okay, so I'm going to have to cut this away, and it's either going to do it nicely and easily, or it's going to be a royal pain. It's coming away a little bit, but I'll ease it back down. Let's move this all out of the way. If you don't use anything like this, you won't have this issue, but I'll get it back on. See, in hindsight, hey? Isn't hindsight a brilliant thing? So I'm just trying to get it back on so it's where it was before. I think that's more or less it. Right, now I'm going to start bringing that to a point down there with my finger. I'm going to remove you, young man, and bring you up, because you've got some little friends coming to visit you. You can go down a bit, and then you can go down a bit. They'll, I'll angle them all as they go. I have a bit of trouble sticking this down again now, because I pulled it out. But I'll do it. Okay, so that's that. For this one here, I'm just going to lift this one up. I'm trying to think how best you'll see it. I think that is about it. I don't think there's any better way. Now I'm actually going to use that. To do this. For me, it's better to turn it this way, but I don't know if a view will make any different for you. I'm going to ignore that at the end of the minute, and I'm going to get all that sorted after. It just needs pressing down. Right, for this here, just hold that bottom. I've just got a little cheese grater. You can use a big one, exactly the same technique, and all I'm going to do is literally grate off as long a piece as I can get. That it's not that sharp, so it's not giving me very long pieces, but I'm having a go. And then see how many you can get off. Right, okay, so with that I'm just gonna, wish I'd left that one a little bit further away now, but never mind. Okay, so with this I'm just going to be placing these like little shreds in here. Okay, so they're just lying in there all nicely shredded. It's just another idea of something you could do. You don't need to, you can just put something else multimedia in there. For me, I just like trying things, I suppose. So I'm just going in as far as I can and putting some in there, but this one will have to come back out because I just clocked the little hair. And there. And when they're baked, just so you know what the aim is, when they're baked, then you can just catch the edges with a little bit of gold. Just something I wanted to try. It's like there's a hair there and it's annoying me and I can't seem to get it. Okay, so I'm just going to carry on adding this, and then I'm going to give it all one last little lift each to make sure they're all even. And then I should be putting it in the oven at the manufacturer's recommended temperature. And I'll see you on the other side. Oh, one more thing before I do, I just thought, here at the top is where I'm going to be actually saying that, is it? Here at the top or at the bottom? No, with the first one I did a slightly different shape. So with this one, I'm going to be making sure the bail is going to be going up here, actually, the opposite to what I intended, because I did the shape at a slightly different angle. So here I just want to make sure that no matter what I do, I've got some here that's got an area that's flat enough to accept the bail. So I'm just creating a kind of a little circle here. I'll just push it down, and then once that's done, I can just reshape everything before it goes in the oven and know that's there. Now I am going to be putting a texture on the back afterwards, especially with something like this. So once this comes out, I should put it back in on a number 6, just to do it separately. I'm just thinking I could have used another bit there. Have we got any more shavings? I just want one. Just for there. That's it. Excuse me. Right. So I'm just going to tidy everything up now. I'm just going to go over all these because they're a little bit wobbly at the moment, if you look, as you can see. So I want to bring them all level. I think I'm going to bring that one down anyway, which also allows me to press it a bit. I think so. Basically, I'm keeping a gap between each one, making sure all the edges are caught so it doesn't come away, and then I'm just going to put that into the oven, and then I shall see you on the other side. Okay, so I've just put the back on. I haven't baked it yet, and I just thought this might be the point I'm going to decide to touch it up with more gold. So before it goes back in the oven, because obviously the heat from the oven will help to bond the mica to the clay. So I'm just going to touch it up, but I'm going to be very, very careful. So what am I going to use? I'm going to use my finger. Probably the worst thing I could use, but that's how we do it. So I'm just going to go along that edge there, just to give that a bit of oomph. Go along each of the edges. And I've just gone over the top there. Don't worry, I can take that off. It's a good thing, isn't it? You can at least remove it. And just remove it with a bit of acetone. Might have to let it get messy here and there. You could do it before you put it all together, but I'm not so sure. Now I'm debating whether to use mica powder for this or whether to use the little gold pen that I've got. I think I'm going to use mica because it's the same shade of gold. I don't want to put another shade because there's already more than one shade on there. So I might have to go in there with a little brush or something just to give it a little bit more spark when my finger's not reaching. I'm just going to try and go for the tops, so it just catches the top edges of bits. Go a bit more with my finger first. Starting to wish I'd used the pen. I think using a brush isn't that solid, so I'm going to try and put more pressure with my finger. But then I'm not getting into the little bits so easily. What can I use? There's little lines and creases I'm missing, which will set it off nicely. So just trying to get in there at those. I think that'll do. Actually, I think I need a bit more over the top there on that one. I can do it easier with this as well. And then I need to take off that excess that I don't want, I've just added to. It's the only trouble because I'm try again with my finger. That's better. Just needed to be a bit braver because I can remove the excess. So I'm just going to remove that excess with the acetone in a second off camera, and then I'm going to put this back into the oven. I'm just trying to think whether I want to do anything up here. No, I'm just going to leave that for the bail. Okay, so I'm just going to take that excess off with a bit of acetone, and then I'm going to put it back in the oven, and then I should be back. Okay, so here it is. I finished it off. As I said, number 6 on the back textured. I added some rub and buff in gold, and here at the front, what I literally did was I varnished using Fimo over 1, 2, 3 of the coloured ones, and I left the black ones matte. Okay, and then the only other thing I did was, in the end, I did decide to use this decocolor premium pen and literally just tapped along the edges. Okay, so there you go. I hung it on a belt. The back and the front, and just to show you these, so you've got there where we put all the little shavings in, which I think looks nice. Then that one's the mica flakes, and then that one's the webbing. Okay, so it gives you a nice sort of 3D. You've got 5 layers there and they're all open. And I just hung it on that bell because I thought it suited that bell. Alright, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.